Now looking at the sum of cubes and the difference of cubes, I keep these three words in mind. Keep, change, plus. It kind of helps me with memorizing how to factor these, how to write these out. So write that down, right? Keep, change, plus. Keep, change, plus. Now this is a silly way that I just remember these. It helps me remember how to factor a perfect cube binomial. So let's first do this this one right here. Now whenever we have a sum of cubes, that's adding with two perfect cubes, we know we're going to have a binomial and a trinomial. So I can write this out. I can say binomial right here, and then this one's going to be a trinomial. The question is, what goes inside? Now before I tell you guys what goes inside, can you guys look at these two different answers and talk to your neighbors right now? Tell them what they have in common. What I want you guys to see is that pretty much they're almost the same. I mean, u squared, uv, uv, v squared, they're all the same. Like every term is the same, except what is different? What is different from here to here? The signs. You see the signs? They're different. They're almost exactly opposite except for the last one. But that's why I say keep, change, plus. So if you want to know what the signs are when you guys fill this in, you look at the sign that's on the perfect cube. So this is a plus sign. So we keep the sign, which is plus, and then we change the sign, which is negative, and then we do plus again. So it's always keep, change, plus. You keep the sign, which is plus, you change the sign to be negative, and then you write the last one as plus. Okay, so now I need to find these two terms. If you find these two terms, you can find the rest of the terms that go into these factors. Now these two terms are not that hard to find. You just have to look at your perfect cubes and cube root them. So what is the cubed root of x to the third? That equals x. That is your first term. What is the cubed root of 8? 2. So you put 2 right there. Now we just have to fill in the rest of the terms. The first term is just x squared. This first term is squared. The second one is going to be that term times that term. And then the last term is going to be 2 squared. The last term squared. So the first one's x squared. We just go x squared. And then we go 2x. And then we go 4. And that's your answer. Now what's really weird about factoring a difference or sum of squares is that this trinomial, you can't factor it. You want to, but you can't. You can try, but you won't be able to do it. So let me give you guys a chance to do this one. The only difference with this one is we are starting with a different sign. So go ahead and factor this difference of cubes. Now you don't have to do it like me, but I like to do the signs first. So once I get my binomial, my trinomial, I put my signs in there. Keep, change, plus. So I go keep, I keep the negative, and then I change it, and then I have my plus. All right, so yeah, remember keep, change, plus. So keep, change, plus. So keep the sign, be minus, change the sign, and then it's always plus at the end. All right, so we have to cubed root both of these terms. So let's go ahead and write that down right here. We got the cubed root of 27x to the third and the cubed root of 1. Oh, cubed root of 1 is just 1. That one's easy. Okay, this one, what is the cubed root of 27? Think of that one first. What times what? Yeah, 3. And the cubed root of x to the third is just x. And so I put my first two terms in here, x to the third, 3x, and then 1. Now let's find our other three terms. To find our other three terms, we're first going to square the first term. What is the first term squared? 9x squared, yeah. And then the next term, we go 3x, first term times the second term. Now, this is kind of weird. You don't treat this like a -1. You treat it like a positive one. Look at it like this, 3x times 1. You see how it's positive right here? So we get 9x squared, and then 3x times 1 is just 3x. And then the last term, that's just this 1, right, this 1 right here, squared. It's done. That's the answer.